Can't take Limsa out of Limsa. Anyways, looks like we are done. Hello and welcome once again to Prog Reborn. My name is Im Kosler. And yeah, let me just double check on some stuff. Yep, mic unmuted. We're good, we're good. Let me switch scenes. Perfect. My name is Im Kosler, and a little bit of a later start today. Woke up a little too early and needed a nice little nap. But let me get back to it. It's a Prog Reborn. This is my progression style playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. When we last left off, we were attempting to even out the classes, trying to get all the classes caught up to, I believe at least level 20, maybe even at least all the classes that we have job quests up to and through level 20. We spent a bunch of time in Limsa doing hunting logs and the like. We're going to continue to do that, though we have at least a couple classes that we can take to for some dungeon runs to speed that along. So yeah, and time permitting, we can make our way back to some MSQ, though I don't think we'll have time permitting. We still got all those Gridani classes that we need to get up as well. Go ahead and get out of the idle camera here. Alrighty. Where were we? Let's see. So we have our Marauder at 16. Marauder has brutal strength. Let's go, and we don't have Tomahawk yet, so that might be something we get from this job quest. So let's go ahead and pick that one up. Marauder's Guild. Yep, exactly. Before I go too much further, just my usual spoiler warning. This is not a fresh playthrough. This is a replaythrough. I am current with the live patch as of now, patch 6.51. So I could reference in my conversation any content that is out and available in the live game, even past this particular point. So this is that warning. The warning is also in the description below the stream. So if you are watching either live or in the VOD and are sensitive to spoilers, then this is your time to back out now. Alrighty. I see you've been diligent in your training. You need not tell me in words, it shows your bearing and your unwavering gaze. It is time for you to once more lift your axe in service to the guild. There have been reports of a sizable creature roaming the outskirts of Aleport in western Wallachia. This monster is no Kujata, but the threat it presents to the locals is nonetheless sufficient to warrant our attention. It should also provide a worthy foe to test your burgeoning prowess. How to find this beast? Well, I'm fortunate enough to count among my acquaintances a veteran hunter and archer by the name of Rainfred. He took up residence in Aleport some years ago and will gladly aid you in this task. With Rainfred's assistance, you are to track down this prowling danger and provide it swift and bloody passage to the afterlife. May your axe swing true. Cool. So we're going to Aleport. Let's go ahead, since we're in Limsa, we can save a little bit of money. Take the ferry skipper. If I look here, Aleport is 196. Ferry skipper to Aleport is 40. Once we unlock retainers, it'll absolutely not be necessary to, and I've also got a ton of gold sitting in the pockets here. So it really isn't that necessary right now, but it will definitely not be necessary once we unlock retainers, which are a 2.0 edition, if I remember correctly. One of Wernzorn's boys, are ye? Well, I've known that sprat since he was knee-high to a... Well, he was as tall as... Well, he was always kind of a big fella, was Wernzorn. And now they call him Axemaster, eh? Not a subtle title, you marauders. So I suppose you're here to hunt our local trouble. What you need to do, then, is take yourself northwest up towards Camp Skull Valley and give a good whistle. The mean bugger you're after, his name is Patripatan, by the by, will come running across the weeded plains. He'll think you're trespassing on his territory, see? So you better have a cleaver of yours ready. Ashan's blessings be upon thee. So I think that's the first West reference. There might be a regular quest that references it, and Ashan's torch in Lower Lenacia, along with some other Ashan locations. I've obviously been there. Somebody like an archer makes sense to have Ashan as their patron deity. Now we got the pukes. These dusk bats. Just do one of these. One extra hedge maul. Another desk bat right over here. And then I know I'm gonna have to head back over here for the dodos. Randomly showed up to a bait. Let's see, it's Marauder, Fat Dodo, and the Rotano Buccaneers. Also pick up the Swift Perch Attune while we're at it. I said a couple streams ago that I would be working on some sort of display for the sort of checklist of things that we need to do. I'm pretty far along in that. I'm a software developer by trade, so I was using this as an opportunity to work on my knowledge of some frameworks and stuff like that. Obviously, a bit overkill. Sure, there are plenty of free options that I could use for something like this. Oh, we already finished off the fat things. In this Rotano Buccaneers. Assume it's the typical 3. Oh, I need more. Interesting. Interesting mix of skills there. Unless, there might be multiple skills under the same enemy name, but somebody did fight or flight, and then they followed up, and then somebody did overpower. If that would have been a single character, then that would have been a mix of a gladiator and a marauder. It's also funny that they have the old version of overpower, the frontal cone. Like, only the player characters got the update. So I need to be Arcanist for this quest here. Done with those. Let's go ahead and pick up the dodos for the Arcanist. There's quite a lot of overlap in these hunting logs. I wonder... It's not a complete overlap. And it makes sense for the early game for these classes, because they obviously share a starting city. There's only so many different mob types around. I imagine as you get further out, probably past rank 2 on the hunting logs, when when it was designed and expected to be the point where you have visited all the city-states and the MSQ has got you going to different areas outside of your home base. That they just have a wider array of things to choose from. Need arbor buzzards. Do not need Rortanos. And there's the buzzards. Buzzards. Anybody else in Quarterstone? Look like it. There's quite a few in Skull Valley. How miserable would it be if your carbuncle actually took damage? I think it would be especially miserable for these scenarios right here, where you are essentially slide casting or just-in-time dodging. We've seen multiple times, is pretty easy for you to dodge out of the way, only for your carbuncle to be standing directly in the AoE, which would mean either you would need to be spending time, apologize for the train, either you need to be spending time explicitly handling your carbuncle movement, or your dodge radius would need to basically be taking the carbuncle into account. Your dodging would need to take the carbuncle into account. This job really opens up, and opens up is a bit of a stretch, but it at least becomes something slightly interesting when you get Bahamut, and it becomes even better when you get both Bahamut and Phoenix, because you're not having to just spam for the Aether Charge period. You've got a specific, you hit Aether Charge and that turns you into, well, you hit Dreadworm, I think is what it changes into. And I forget what it's called for the Phoenix change. But you hit those particular, you hit that button and it's no longer just spam ruin. It is cinch, though, now that I actually think about it, you are kind of just spamming ruin still. Because it turns ruin into not Akmorn. Akmorn is the OG CD. I forget what the filler is. I guess really what I'm saying is you maintain your mobility. Skull Valley, Killer Mantis. Alright, there's where the Marauder quest is, but I'd rather finish off. So I'm pretty sure the Mantissa, the Manti. I don't know how you say mantis, the plural of mantis. Useless guards. Definitely not the Mantussi. Now it's got me thinking, would you call it the Mantussi? Would you call it the Mantissussi? Mantussi sounds better, rolls off the tongue a little bit more, but you're trying to utilize the S that already exists in the word, then I think it would be more grammatically correct to call it the Mantissussi. Making up a word and calling it grammatically correct, but I guess that's, grammar isn't definitions. Grammar is how you speak a language. Somebody introduces a new word into the lexicon. I guess they're not beholden to the existing rules of the English language. But they can use it as a guide. Do you need the mantis sussy? You do. I had all this talk about running a dungeon. I think we're gonna get to level 20, at least on the Marauder, without even having to roll one. Gentle reminder that Duty Roulette did not come out until .2.1. So if I'm trying to stick to patch by patch progression cycle, I would not technically have access to Duty Roulette. Which if I were just making a character and starting fresh, with no restrictions on top of the playthrough, I 100% would utilize Duty Roulette for the vast majority of experience for other jobs. Especially the jobs that I'm not taking through MSQ, especially. Both back to the guild master. Let's see, 9 of 10. And both of these I could dip into Upper Lanacea should I want to. And again, since we're so close to this spot, though I think I actually no, but I made it my my free teleport. I think my whole thought process was I needed to do this quest so that I could get Tomahawk so that I could go into dungeons with Marauder. I've been in contact with Rainfred. He had not but praise for you. Your representation of the guild has been exemplary. There is one more task I would have you complete this day, a task that will demonstrate for you just how strong you have become. Report to Scapgim, where he waits on the banks of the Ageless River, and he shall help you unveil the untapped power of your axe. This is him using or teaching Tomahawk. Welcome back, Em. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph unto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. I forgot to start my local recording. It's fine. We didn't get that far. Your next training exercise will have you accompanying Foreseer Kalia on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you the opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, M. Kalia awaits you on the floor below with further details. God, I look like a dork. A timely appearance, as I expected, but shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I've been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan run by the Boylestocks family. Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there's an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the finer points of my plan. Though I'm considered gifted in the formation of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, otherwise known as stratagem focused fire. You and your carbuncle will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot in Middle Lunacia. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Alrighty, both of these take me to Middle Lunacia. Let's see, can I clear out these portrait issues? I think I have to edit portrait. There we go. Can't I even edit the portrait? Can't even restore to default settings? Interesting. That's also interesting. I do not have that here on this character. Huh, that's really weird. So a lot of that is bugging because I have a... What I did to make it so that my alt has the same appearance and setup of my main is all that stuff is stored locally on your computer. And you copy that stuff over, which is why you see things like spectral status on my hotbar over here, even though I clearly have not obtained that mount. On this character. given that, it seems like that also the glamour plate that you linked, that might be a, but the glamour plate that you linked is also stored locally. As you can see right here, it's linked to my plate 3, plate 5, etc., etc. So, but I don't have the ability to change glamour plates yet because I have not unlocked glamours, which I don't think I'll be able to unlock until 2.2 or 2.3. So it'll be interesting. Now, lad, I know why you're here. After seeing this big old boulder, I wager you know why you're here too. Now, my rock's a bit more of a challenge than those pebbles Rotgeim had you training on. To crack this beauty will require a relatively heavy swing. Impossible, you say? Ah, one's own wouldn't send you out here if he didn't think you capable. Ha! Look at that. On your first attempt, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Axe Master for you. Ridiculous quest. Back to the Arcanist for me. Anyways, all that earlier was to say that I'm guessing not until I unlock glamour plates will I be able to fix what's going on with Marauder portrait and the Conjurer portrait, or any portrait that is currently linked to a glamour plate. I'm Foreseer Kalia of Milvan's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty, sneaky peekers, gubbies, spit uplanders, nosy eyes into on stabby iron. Predictably aggressive response. Very well. M, remember what we discussed. Switch to evasive maneuvers. No, thank you. Easy peasy. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. Might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there is another question I would ask of you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths or shoring up your weaknesses? Enhancing my strengths. Oh, again you respond as the Guildmaster once did. I must revise the probability of potential to attain greatness to 97%. You're one to keep an eye on, that is much certain. That much is certain. But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be critically aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress Thubergeim. Until we next meet, I shall abide here until the Yellowjackets arrive to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. Right, back to the Axe Master. Axemaster first, because technically we aren't finished. Oh wait, we are finished. It's just because I wasn't on the class. Then you return here before long. The deafening crack of shattering boulder reached me even here. This feat of strength deserves recognition, and you shall have it in the form of a new technique, adopted and perfected by our guild forebears. The tomahawk throw was first devised by pirates as an opening attack on closing enemy vessels. Though we primarily focus on close quarter combat, you'll no doubt find that having a powerful ranged strike at your disposal greatly expands your tactical versatility. I sense that the impending confrontation with Kujata weighs heavily on your mind, Em, but hurried swings lead to glancing blows. There's no swift road to attaining the peak of mastery you seek, only a steady, measured ascent. Requires your assistance with a troubling development. There's trouble afoot. You recall the lad whose parents were slain by the beast Kujata? The boy's grandfather, Nedard, but recently contacted us with some worrying news. Young Sigurd has gone missing. There have been sightings of Kujata in the area, and it seemed that the child felt compelled to seek the creature out. As you're familiar with the boy in this tragic tale, I would have you attend to this matter. My sister, Solkwib, awaits you at the Bismarck. She has been apprised of the situation and will aid you in plotting a suitable course of action. Alrighty. Let's speak with Solkwib. And to the Culinarians Guild. Now this is the level 20 quest, so when we're done with this, we'll be right where we want to be with Marauder. M, I assume you're here to discuss the missing child and not to sample a bowl of mutton stew. I was thinking staple. First things first, I would advise against rushing off to peer under every rock in the countryside. We need more information to direct our search. I suggest we head to the Red Rooster Steed and learn what more we can from old Nedard. Sounds like a plan. But first, off to the Arcanists. Finish off that quest. Here we're only on level 10 for the Arcanist quest. Back from the field, M. Kalia contacted me with a summary of the events. It seems you retreated to a lecture on knowing thyself. That particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Without a sufficient store of combat experience from which to draw, it is difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a far more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and maintain the razor edge of your mind. Coif. Duckbills. What are the duckbills? You seem tired, Em. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Foreseer Kalia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. This is teaching me Topaz. Topaz Carby. Let me get out regular Carby. Oh, there. I was waiting to think I miscalculated him. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limsa's ports are subjected to inspection by Milvan's gate assessors. It is a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there's a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement for which you were informed. Though I have full confidence of your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Sure. Very good. The arcane entity, given form by the Topaz geometry, will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the harshest enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mrs. Thurbergheim and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my tactical formulae. I think you get a double quest here, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. You have agreed to accompany the Foreseer, and I shall gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. But do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. Cool, cool. Nice clipping there. Yep. The double quest. The mercenaries, Geisfrin and Ersthota, are here to assist with inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kalia during her more dangerous duties. While Madame, my spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Airport. We'll meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost certainly that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. Crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, most effective strategy would be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become entangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes lest we be overwhelmed. I call this a stratagem hammerfall. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, M. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Aleport. Cool, cool, cool. Up there, out here. Keep it up. Keep the rhythm up. Kaizo. Counting on you to cut us a path to the landing boat. Of course, here will be safe with us. Let's begin about our task, M. Pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfall. Do not forget your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Boom, 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 boom. We're the folks from Melvin's Gate. I just missed that. Oop. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down there at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next, though. Let's go ahead and give that the switch over. It's Titan Ifrit Garuda. Definitely handled, M. Once again, I am reminded of our guildmaster. Thanks to your efficient response, we'll be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. Here's Thada. If you would take the rudder, the Morning Star awaits. Solid, placid ocean. Not a single wave in sight. You see it a little bit better here. But it means that we've got a really weird look. If you had something out here like this, it would definitely tip the ship a little bit. Since their welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect, with a probability of 85%, that arrival will incite further belligerence. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem Hardhead. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so the goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We will bull our way toward the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? There we go. That's much more like it. Look at all this mocap. I'm Foreseer Kylia. By the authority of Milvan's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well, now your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door is all rusted up. You see, bloody thing won't open. I'll have you come back another day after we fix the hinges. I will see that cargo now. Any vessel entering a port of Limsa Lominsa is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. The law, is it? Lads, I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch them over the side. Is that it? Masterful display, M. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Oof. Well, we here then. This is one of the bitch admiral's lapdogs scampering about me ship. You're just like your mistress, always sticking your nose where it ain't invited. No, it can't be. Huh. Recognized me pretty face, did ye? But you were caught, exiled. Foreseer, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. Stay away from me. Foreseer, please calm down. What are your orders? Had enough of your whimpering, and I certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learned anything from them. I think it's time you got a different kind of lesson. Ooh. Leah, don't think of preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Aim quickly back to the boat. We'll carry the force here. Ah, that's right. Slink back to your mistress, you worthless curs. We'll take care of Kalia. You best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Thubergeim. Talk to there. Back to the guild. Go to Moraby. I think I do want to go to Moraby first. Take me to Red Rooster. Ooh. Checking out some more race for world first stuff. Looks like Liquid has almost beat the boss down to below 10%. I guess, let's see, it's almost 7 PST. They'll probably grind this out until they get the first kill, unless just, you know, it goes horribly. Move them to be already on Farak before Echo, who still has to do their reset, gets there. Though that only really matters if Farak is significantly easy, which would be disappointing. Back to my stream. Let's close that. Talking to you, M. Think the gods your ear. Seems your grandson is settling cause and naught but trouble for you. But surely ye can. Ye can know. Okay, it's no. Surely ye can know how the lad's feeling. How he's boiling with 8 after that murderous beast. And that's the last time when ye came along like an avenged angel and showed him the strength of your steel, well, that ye lit a fire in his belly. He must have got it in his head to take revenge on the beast himself, daft little bugger. Anyway, once he heard Kujata's been spotted near airport, why he shot through that door like an arrow from a bow, and I ain't seen him since. I beg of ye, find me a little cigar before he gets himself stomped to death. That big bastard Aurochs spilled more than enough of me kin's blood. A damn calamity, I tell ye. Lost me wife, me son, and me daughter-in-law in the aftermath. If it weren't for me grandson, I don't reckon I'd have much reason to linger on. Of course, it's clear we set for airport at once. An old acquaintance of mine, Farstem, often stands guard at the port gates. You might know something of the lad's whereabouts. Here, probably best to just take the teleport. Okay, we could have saved some efficiency by heading to the Marauder quest first. Have I seen a boy wandering about by himself? As a matter of fact, me and my fellow guard gate here just watched a young lad traipsing off to the north. We were arguing whether or not to abandon our post and bring the child back ourselves. Large packs of jackals have been prowling the wilds of late, so if you mean to head after him, pray do so quickly. Hells, I might even pass along word to the Marauders Guild. You'll be better off with an extra blade or two at your back. Sigurd's water skin. Filled with more holes than water. This one called a proper satchel. We need an arm strap and a bottom. Found any signs of Sigurd? Must have been desperate hurry indeed to cast away his belongings in such a careless manner. I myself came across his wood axe, a tool a lad took from the stead, perhaps. Gods below, him over there. Ugh. Him. Okay, now those curs are out for blood. Or found the scent. Step aside. Horns on. Breathes yet. Withdraw to the Red Rooster stead. Follow my lead, M. Gotta go all the way back there. Okay, we're gonna teleport here, and I think I should be able to take a chocobo from here to there, though I'm not 100%. There's no other chocobo spot, so if it is going to be here, it'd be here. Perfect. One recommendation. Must concentrate. Pray do not disturb me. He brought him home. I don't got the words to thank ye. Lad's past the worst of it. He shook his head in the fall, though, and it may be some time before he opens his eyes. Eve, coming, brother, if you hadn't scattered those jackals when you did. I have done naught to earn your thanks. When I learned of the situation from Airport, I realized the dangers were greater than I had anticipated. Not a single marauder could have hoped to fend off such numbers in time. I pray accept my apologies, Neddard. You turned to us for help, and yet your grandson now lies before you, broken and battered. You risked your lives to save Sigurd. How's a man to find fault in that? 'Tis me who ought to be begging forgiveness for the wounds you took protecting me, foolish boy. You didn't concern yourself for our well-being. Our training prepares us for such eventualities. There's not more we can accomplish here, Em. It is time we return to the guild and focused on other tasks. Back to the guild. I'm glad the lad will live, but I fear this will not be the last time Sigurd abandons caution in his thirst for vengeance against Kujata. The wound in his heart festers and seethes, feeding his impatience at our seeming inaction. We must not think ill of the boy, instead let his helpless rage be as a spur to our efforts. I say again, M. Kujata will fall by your hand, and I will shape you into the deadly weapon you need to be. Ready? Okie dokie. Now, to the Arcanist Guild. Has this quest and one more to get to the level 20. Good to see you well, M. Geist Fern sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous black heart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dos Maga? Dos Maga? Does Maga? I'm going to say Dos Maga. He was exiled from Limsa some years ago, but it appears he's chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. And once more, he dares lay hand on Foreseer Kalia. Once more. Poor lass must have been terrified. If I had known Dos Maga was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. The assessor may require some time to recover. For Kalia, that man is nightmare-made flesh. Her physical wounds will soon mend. There's little we can do to salve the hurt to her mind. Are you concerned? Angry, mayhap? Harness that energy and channel into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. This is the double, and I don't want the double. Usually distressed. Greetings, M. In case of doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Kalia does not. The Foreseer has been missing since this morning. There have been other times when she has disappeared without a word. We've always been able to find her. Alas, this is not the case this day. For the Guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I found myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanima are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organize a search party. Would you be so kind to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Kalia's wanderings to take a path through the markets. Ready? Making my way through the market, jumping around. You seek a Makote agent of Melvan's Gate. Why, yes, I've seen her. Spoke with her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellowjackets. The assessor was drilling me for details about a Kiern smuggling ring based in Aleport, but then the soldiers arrived and took her away. If you wish to know her fate, then I suggest you speak with Grenade of the Coral Tower. Foreseer Kalia, yes, we brought her in for questioning regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dos Maga. Member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? Then I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discourse. Perhaps you are already aware of this, but the Foreseer was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. Few pirates sink to such depths of depravity of Dos Maga. It's been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. Ugh. Now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. Thus we hope to borrow the knowledge of Foreseer Kalia, whose experiences have given her an intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead providing the details of our search. Should you wish to speak with the Foreseer Kalia, I imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. Back already? You're led to believe that she returned here? I'm afraid not. The Yellow Jackets told you something about her history with Dosmaga, did they? Perhaps it would be best if I told you the entire tale. Dosmaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirate's merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed into that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Mikote destined for some black market auction block. Though Kalia was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful daze with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, the self-same tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course, did you not mention that Kalia's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumors that a Kikiran merchant of ill repute has retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now, he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Airport. It is entirely possible that the Four Saviors' most prized possession was caught up in the Kikiran's salvage net. I've no doubt that Kalia has reached the same conclusion. To Airport with you, M. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. Makes sense. Back to Fisherman's Guild. And to Airport. I want to see if I wasted some money. Let's see. If I go here to the ferry skipper, Candlekeep Quay, it did waste a little bit of money. Yep. Not a ton. And I gained some efficiency with going directly to Morby Dry Docks. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, yes, combat pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you have to nullify a thaumaturge or two. Our retrieval strategy is complete. It's good of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. But there is good news. This prisoner was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morning Star's suggested cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. Elements in law and the policies of Milvan's Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. Thus, I intend to launch an unofficial offensive against this black marketeer and his cronies. The peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Quay. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, M. Despite the nature of this endeavor, Mrs. Thuppergeim has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her at Ashan's Embrace. That is where we shall ambush this disreputable Kikiran. Speaking of Candlekeep Quay, we just saw that we can take the boat directly there. That is what we'll do. Probably not going to be in this area again anytime soon when we pick up this quest. Excuse me, adventurer, might I have a moment of your time? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Azumin, a field assessor of a family of Evans Gate. My work with the custom house involves the investigation of claims made regarding the unlawful import of restricted items from foreign shores. Recently, there have been a number of petitions made by the residents of Candlekeep Quay concerning a species not native to Vilbund. If this species is indeed alien to the island, it must be located and destroyed immediately before it is allowed to reproduce and possibly disturb the natural balance found here amongst the area's fauna. I would ask that you take this lump of fetid dodo flesh and place it upon one of the mounds of soil thought to be the nests of the invasive species. The odor should draw forth whatever creatures lurk beneath, leaving them easy targets. Just carrying around a bag of shit, hoping to come across somebody who is ready and willing. Also, that's hilarious. They wanted me to go to Candlekeep Quay, but it's really the Morby dry docks that they wanted me to go to. Decent wind. The scent of rotting dodo meat carries. Oh no, not shit. But still, rotting meat. More. I was about to switch over and be like, oh, well, I should consider switching to Archer or one of these other classes for this random side quest. Avenarian mites who collected eggs from the cargo carried on ships hailing from Ratzithan before, but always in Limsa Laminsa. No records of ships traveling to or from the tiny island nation making stops here in Candlekeep Quay, nor would they ever need to, unless the mites did not come from a ship that laid anchor here, but from a different vessel, one with more heinous motives. I believe this will require further investigation. Thank you again for your assistance. Perhaps I may require your services again in the near future. I don't think that's the first reference to Thavnir or Ratzithan. Pretty sure they reference it fairly frequently. Not this way. One thing I haven't heard that many references of are, let's go zoom out a little bit. I think it is, no, that's not. They not have the South Sea Isles on the map here. Is obviously referenced here. Okay, well, they've got this right here. But this might be the Cyclades, or however you pronounce that. Where we do our island expedition. But there's definitely a South Sea Isles, and there's definitely a I guess is over here. The There's something down here as well. What's the word I'm looking for? Mericidia. I'd have to go back to the moon. Greetings, Zim. Your arrival completes our small company. You are equipped for battle, I trust. You need not await Kalia's arrival. Once Kakiran appears upon the bridge, we spring our ambush. Strategy for entrapping our target relies on the 2 allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was naturally the Foreseer's idea. As for the target himself, the Kakiran is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue so as to avoid attracting attention, but don't be fooled, more bodyguards follow at a distance and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellow Jackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter, but they are willing to turn a blind eye for Kalia's sake. In any case, the Foreseer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strengths. Victory is all but assured. Now let us take up our positions and wait for the Kakiran to arrive. Destinating. Kikarin no scared. Kikarin have scary spell slingers. Momoja seems like. This is bad for business. By a thaumaturge. Ugh. Got a lot of mercenaries. Used to be the last of them, then to find the Foreseer's grimoire. Well executed, everyone. You're able to retrieve my grimoire. Pray, hand over the tome. It's ruined. My wonderful grimoire is ruined. Probably repairing this degree of damage is 0%. Even the most brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. Never I felt so defeated. I believe it is time I returned home. Leave her be. How can I? He's right, Istara. You must allow Khalifa. Why do I keep forgetting how I pronounce this? Khalifa. Time to process the lost. And you have other matters to which you must attend. Comma M, it is time we return to the guild as well. Back to the guild. That should be both Limsa classes to their level 20. But the victory you imagined, was it? The moment Khalifa beheld her soaked and tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. We'll call upon your aid soon. But in the meantime, you should be well served to deepen your knowledge in Arcanima. With that. Cool. So let's take a look at our class spread here. So if I wanted to, I could take Archer. No, I couldn't take Archer. You're not quite high enough yet. I could take Marauder into Copper Bell. I think it might just be better to, there's a couple that we already have. That one. Yeah, let's go and finish off our Thaumaturge. And other job quests in Ul'dah. So, Gladiator, you need to report to Mylea. Myla. Not an I there, it's another L. Oh, M, I was wondering when you might return. What news do you bring of your injured comrade? The Silver Bazaar. It must be the same gang of ruffians. One of our comrades returned from Stone's Throw moments ago. A gang of bandits is said to be headed for the Silver Bazaar. They're after a man with an enormous bounty on his head. People living there are in grave danger. In their frenzy to find their quarry, the bandits won't scruple to destroy property and harm civilians. And the few brass blades stationed there will be powerless to stop them. We must stop them, and we'll protect the Silver Bazaar and avenge our injured guildmate, all in one fell swoop. Bit melodramatic, if you ask me. Aldous, I told you never to come here again. I couldn't sit idly by while you charge into battle against an enemy unknown, an enemy you know nothing about. Myla, a responsible guildmaster, would never risk the lives of her charges like this. Or are you to lecture me about responsibility? Myla, listen to me. This is the Alcran you're dealing with. So, whatever notoriety they may have achieved means nothing to me. We'll cut them down like common bandits they are. It's not that simple. More importantly, this is not your fight. What are you saying? They want me, Mila. I've been fending off assassination attempts ever since I returned to Thanalan. Just stay here and let me handle this. It'll be over soon, I promise. Just stay here while you go off on your own. Is that it? It's been years since I let you leave, Aldous. 7 years. Do you have any idea at all what you put me through? Mila, I don't want to hear it, you selfish bastard. Do you even care about the people who suffer because of you? Just get out. We don't need your help. We'll settle this ourselves. Mila, wait. There's something you need to know. Enough. Get out. Get out. Alright. Save some of that for the Alcran. But do not let him here come to harm while you're at it. Alright, so I've got that. Base of Fall. The Spirit Alive. And Threat of Superiority. Both of those are in Eastern Thanalan. This one is much closer in Silver Bazaar. Boom, boom, boom. Well, is there a big ol'? It must be a hunting target. Sewer syrup. There you are, M. Everyone's already in position. Are you prepared? Got stunned. There's the kindness. You can always depend on the kindness of strangers. I did deal with him. A stranger's just a friend you haven't met. We did finish them. Rejoice, gladiators, for the day is ours. Hmm? Huh? What? What would you be? Even thus for a sword. No, stop. Such brittle blades, so easily broken. Perhaps the first sword is made of stronger steel. Leave her, Zana. Our business here is over. What have you done, Leavold? For so we must withdraw. The wounded need tending. Let's take them back to the guild. Intrigue. Seems like a very similar plot line to what we just had with the Arcanists. Straight out of a telenovela. Every quest there's a new mysterious figure from the from someone's past. Another good pull. Still died. 7.9%. Like I said, they're probably getting it. It's only 7:30 PST. So they're probably getting it today. I wonder if that percentage is just the adjustment from the eye level increase. Sorry to be bringing all this WoW talk into a Final Fantasy stream. I don't even really play WoW anymore, but I do enjoy watching World First races. Give me a moment, Em. I need to think. I want you to spare this, Mila. I begged you not to go. You knew all this? That Leavold had? Leavold and I once fought side by side in the Colosseum. The twin swords of Naldthal, they called us. Never lost a match, honored by the bull of Alamigo himself. That was then and this is now. When I learned Leavold single-handedly transformed the Alcran from a gang of common thieves into the most feared criminal organization in Thanaland, I knew I had to return. Seems like a lifetime ago that the three of us used to train together in this hall. Leavold I knew would never stoop so low. He was a good man, strong and true. What would drive him to do this? When I find him, I'll be sure to ask. Unfortunately, he seems determined to kill me for my curiosity. What aren't you telling me all this? I'm not clever enough to keep secrets, my dear. I'm a simple man, only capable of dealing with what's right in front of me. Is that so? I'll find him, Mila, I promise. Wooden ass shoes. Can't be comfortable. Alright, so I think that's 20 on the Gladiator. Gonna hold off on picking up this next one before we catch up with Pugilist and Thaumaturge. I want to see. Pretty sure I picked up the Choco Porter, but I might have missed it. Dude, Camp Drybone. So let's take a look. Not have it. Lots of trains out there today. Apologize for the bleed over. Not much I can do about it. I don't have Blowfly Swarms. The last bit. Vandalous Imps and Rotting Corpses. So those are both in that area. If I recall correctly, and the MSQ will take me there. What about Gladiator? Same thing, and Thaumaturge. I could have killed those blowflies. I'll be back. Boom, 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 bada boom, boom. All on the trees. These are their indentations. There's one. Back to old off for that one. Alright, I was about to make the switch, but then I remembered making the switch resets your sprint. Or removes your sprint, not resets. Oh, you still saw me. Boom. Mormo's urn. Aaron urn and iron urn. In a moment, if you please, pray allow me to shatter that urn. I thought if I assisted you with your task, my brothers might finally deign to take me seriously, so I followed you. What we got here then? A couple of nosy sand rabbits that are about to get skinned. Dear gods, where did they come from? Who's the other diligence? Duty complete. That was simply incredible, M. I wish I could wield the same sort of power. I became an alchemist in the hopes of creating some manner of mana-amplifying elixir, but all my efforts have been for naught. The results have been far too mild to make any difference. I'll never be a thaumaturge like my brothers at this rate. I'll forever be a pitiful, powerless little sibling. One of my boots is as big as this fella. Mormo's urn. If I destroy them, maybe my family will see what I'm capable of. Wait. Don't you dare break my urn. What? That piece of pottery just talk? Are you Mormo the Voidsent? Well, yes, I am Mormo, but I'm one of the nice Voidsent. It was the nasty ones that sealed me up in here for hoping immortal. If you would be so kind as to open the lid of my urn, I would be happy to grant you a wish. Anything you desire. Fortune, fame. I'm not really interested in fame or fortune. Perhaps there's one thing. I'd like to have etheric power equal to that of my brothers. Power, is it? A perfectly acceptable wish. In fact, I sense the latent ability buried deep within your spirit. It will be a simple thing for me to turn it loose. What more is there to think about? Open the lid. I don't feel any different at all. I think Momo may have been lying. Come in. It's time we're leaving. We're supposed to break the urn. Nice stock sound effect. And that's that. It'll be such fun. I mean, it'll be nice to return home after all this excitement. Ready? I'm back to Ul'dah. Still that same cat girl standing here? No. Welcome back, Em. Glad to see you make a habit out of not dying. Before we discuss your trial further, however, I would ask you about Kokobushi. When I saw him about a few moments ago, he seemed odd. Well, odder than usual. Would you happen to know aught of it? I ain't lying. Busi was at your trial? Extraordinarily dangerous and foolish to interfere with the thaumaturge's training. I shall have to scold him most heartily. Such unpleasantness aside, I am impressed that you claimed victory in spite of this unexpected development. The teachings of the Yawning Abyss have served you well. With your experience and control thus demonstrated, I believe you are ready to add a new spell to your repertoire. Scathe. This elementally neutral blast of force will prove effective against all manner of opponents. As I am sure you are eager to test this incantation's efficacy, I shall grant you leave to return to your training. I pity the next hostile creature that crosses your path. Ah yes, Scathe. It's the bronze piece. I believe this is the 20 quest, so let's pick it up. You're safe. I feared you'd fallen victim to the Mage Slayer. Have you not heard of the recent spate of gruesome killings taking place within Old Da? Each case involves at least one dead thaumaturge, and every corpse is found bloodied, battered, and utterly drained of etheric energy. Ill tidings aside, I'm glad to see you alive and glowing with vitality. It is time for you to delve into the final chapter of the Yawning Abyss. Kokoboha, our second youngest sibling, will read to you from The Threat of Perplexity. Greetings, M. Are you once more prepared to peruse the pages of Power and Peril? Then let us begin. The Threat of Perplexity. How magnificent the daunting power we wield. Flames pursue, ice transfix, and lightning dances into the ranks of our enemies. But what terror descends when from all sides those ranks close? Flames are smothered, ice crushed, and lightning grounded. Know you this threat, and wear you this multitudinous foe. Is the point of this passage readily apparent? It would be most problematic, for example, should you meet this maleficent Mage Slayer, and he or she proves to be multiple murderers. What a thaumaturge needs is a thick-set thrall, or courageous companion, to accompany him in cases where collective cronies are expected. Now, as for your trial, Kokoboha, pray allow me to suggest a practical course for M's training. The town is buzzing with news of yet more slaughtered thaumaturges, their mutilated bodies found fouling the waters of Nafika's wells. I would have M aid me in hunting down the culprit while the trail is yet fresh. I may have tolerated your interruption of this trial the last time, Busi, but you are hardly the hardy henchman he needs to clear such a hazardous hurdle. Concerns are understandable, brother. If you would allay your fears, I can introduce him to a valiant warrior who recently entered my employ. You've secured the services of a stalwart swordsman, then that would indeed be in line with learning the lesson of the day. Perhaps. Come now, M. Let us be about our business before Kokoboha has a change of heart. I'll be waiting for you in Nafika's wells. Is that Kokobushi? Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, ba ba boom, boom, ba da da, boom, ba da da, boom, ba da da, da da, boom, 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 boom. Blah, 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 blah. Is there a way from down to the wells from this side, or do I have to cross the bridge? I obviously just leap. This is what we'll do. Huh. Is another hunt target? Is that a fate target? No. Fate's over there. I guess it's a hunt target. Yep. So good of you to come. My Rogadin friend here is the warrior I mentioned back in the ossuary. Now, there's no time to waste. What you need is to head into the stream and examine the bodies of the slain mages. I would go with you, but with my delicate stomach, I fear I might contaminate the scene. Remember, you're looking for anything that might help us track down this killer. Blalho promised me a sack of gold to do what I do best. That's all the attention on me. Huh. So much blood covers this piece of jewelry, it is impossible to tell what is made. Smeared about the head is still sticky to the touch. Look appears to have been torn apart with something sharp like a claw. Ah. Tell me. Did you uncover anything incriminating? But is yet slick to the touch. The slaughter must have been recent indeed. The villain may yet lurk nearby. Return to the creek where the bodies lay and linger for a time. I dare say your aura, saturated with its enticing etheric energy, will lure the mage slayer into the open. Have courage, M. Our burly companion stands ready to leap to your aid. I wonder what it could be. Ah, the demon shows its claws. I'll keep it busy, you focus on magicking. This has got some nasty spells. Stay well back, you hear? Put the big bugger to sleep. Can't take care of three at once. Damn. I remember this one being weirdly difficult. I did mess up some of my ability there. Might be dead. When did you awaken? You're saying put the big bugger to sleep. Why the hell did you wake back up so quickly? Is it not 30 seconds? I guess it resists some bit. Annoying experience. Putting it to sleep. Seconds. Seven seconds. He says put the big bugger to sleep. I put the big bugger to sleep, and then he just dies to the two little dudes. And he's already back awake, and he's gonna kill him. Please don't die. Okay, you lived. Pump. Ooh, good lord. Yeah, that off to collect me coin. Seems your partnership with our hired blade went splendidly. It was unfortunate, though, that one of the imps was able to flutter away. Oh, did you not notice? I wouldn't wish to report to Kokoboha with your trial but half finished, would you? Of course not. I'm afraid, however, that the Rogadin was already collected his recompense and departed for the nearest alehouse. What to do, what to do? Surely a thaumaturge of your caliber can handle a single imp, yes. If I'm not mistaken, it fled into that little cave over there. Hurry now before it slips away into some hidden nook or cranny. See shit. is not Kokobusi. Well, it is Kokobusi, but a Kokobusi possessed by the void synth that escaped from Mormo's urn and was feeding on the etheric energy of all those slain thaumaturges. You, my dear mana-rich M, were to be next. I have wanted to absorb your delicious power since the moment we met. A pity. This has been such an amusing charade. However, did you see through it? I am Kokobusi's brother. How could I not? It is time I destroy you, Mormo, and put a stop to these sinister killings. As the eldest, I must take responsibility for my family's misadventures. A coward like you, destroying me? Your opening strike should have pierced my heart, but instead you aimed for the knife. Fear stays your hand. Fear of that slaying me will also slay your sibling. Poor spineless thaumaturge. I shall, however, leave you with a pleasant thought. It was Kokobusi's fervent wish to amass this power. He craved the arcane strength to stand beside his brothers as an equal. What a shame that he must now stand against you. It pains me to admit, but there is some truth to that creature's words. I surrendered the perfect opportunity to end this. I betrayed my own teachings. Return to the ossuary and report to the completion of your trial, M. I will remain here for a time and gather my thoughts. Alrighty, to the thaumaturges. And with this and the completion of the pugilist quest, caught up with everything in Ul'dah and in Limsa, and that's probably where we'll call it. M. Kokobuki has advised me of your adventures. It seems the Mage Slayer slithered away, but your stint with the Swordsman was nonetheless successful. Consider this chapter complete. Your time with our Tome of Teachings is at an end. No, to be absolutely accurate, there is an addendum with additional advice, but Kokobuki considers it extracurricular. I dare not delve into those diabolical depths. I do not yet deign to die, you understand. I have yet to inform my brothers of Kokobusi's misfortune. I have yet to reconcile the maelstrom within my own mind. The most fundamental lessons of thaumaturgy demand that I slay the creature where it stood. It was the most opportune moment to strike, minimal risk, and victory was all but assured. How many more will suffer from my hesitation and my cowardice? Likely be some time, however, before Mormo resurfaces to kill again. Now that we have uncovered the deception, the Void Synth will seek new hunting ground where Kokobusi's face is unknown. And though the respite may be brief, I must devote this time to considering my next course of action. Pray leave me to my musings, M. There. Mask. Take the mask. Let's take the mask off. Alright, I could pick that up, but we're just getting to level 20. Let me just double check that this doesn't have an ability associated with it. It's not. Cool. I think the next ability quest is until level 30. Could be wrong, though. No, we're doing the pugilists, which will be here. What is it now? Can't you leave a feeble old man in peace? These sharp appendages contain a single drop of poison. It is, however, extremely difficult to remove one from the carcass of a hornet without the drop spilling. All's balls, these are hornet stingers. You trained as I once did out in Drybone? Those hornet clouds are right pesky buggers. I fair lost count of the times that they stung me, though I remember the places well enough. The pain was nigh unbearable, but I always stood my ground. The memories of my younger days come flooding back, what I wouldn't give to relive them. I want you to fight me right here, right now. Make me remember what it is to like to be young again, to have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Whether or not, here I come. Yes, it's starting to come back to me. Won't have it so easy this round, Em. I have no respect for the elderly. Yes, my strength returns. Come on, let's go it one more round. You feel the power of Hamon, Holy Fist. I'm just getting started. More M, give me more. Ugh, I feel so alive. Gods, I haven't felt this invigorated since forever. When I'm fighting you, it is though I'm fighting my younger self. And if there's still hope for these old bones, I'll make my comeback yet. See if I don't. What are you doing, old man? Learning how to walk? You're Wegfar Wide Axe. Ain't none called me that in ages. Not since the day you defeated me on the Blood Sands. I gave up prize fighting after that for the humiliation, but it weren't long till I found a place in the Alcran. Your boy Rukuda works for me now. Imagine being surprised when I learned he used to train under the mighty Holy Fist. But Holy Fist ain't nothing but a name these days, so I'm told. How do you sleep at night knowing how flaccid you've become? Of course, if you're having trouble nodding off, you could always try a whiff of somnus. I'll even give ye a complimentary sample. Like as not, a daughter an old sort like you won't ever wake up again. Shut your mouth, Wegfar, or I'll shut it for you. Now, let's be civilized for a moment, eh? We're old friends after all, and friends help each other out. You mentioned making a comeback just now. If you're serious about it, I'd be glad to lend a helping hand. A way of motivating ye, how about we have us a rematch? Of course, it'll take place in the public, just like old times. Oh, and there should be a fitting purse as well. Let's say the winner gets the Pugilists Guild. What? That's ridiculous, Master. You're not obligated to take him up on this. Ah. This must be your little nursemaid. Rest assured, after I've taken over the guild, I'll keep her on as my personal assistant. Do you really mean to fight him? Have no fear, Chuchito. Master. I don't mean to put undue pressure on you. The fate of the guild rests upon your shoulders. I don't believe this. Listen to me, Chuchito. I know I can do this. I just need M to keep getting stronger, and as he's been doing so far. Finding him reminds me of who I used to be. I'm confident that I can be that man again. If you're feeling apprehensive about this rematch business, I don't blame you. I'm not blind to reality. If I were to face Wigfar as I am now, I'd be down for the count in a matter of heartbeats, if I'm not lying dead in a pool of my own blood. But I'm determined to win, and I can with your help. Your presence sets my fighting spirit to raging him. So keep at your training. I promise to do the same. When you've grown stronger, return here and we'll both continue our lessons. Cool, cool, cool. With that, we are up to the level 20 quests for every Uldan and Lominson class we have available. So, it's already 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's longer than I typically do for these streams, so I'm going to cut it off here. And I think next time I stream, it'll be clearing out or getting up to that point with the remaining jobs from Gridania, and then we'll be ready to go back into the MSQ. Probably taking up. Part of the reason that I wanted to do this is the MSQ currently is at like level 17 or something. So bringing up the rest of these jobs to level 20 means that I can sort of bounce between all of them as I'm going through the MSQ. And it means as I go from zone to zone, and I'll be able to take on all of the hunting log options as I do. Yeah. A little bit of prep means that I get through a bunch of this real quickly. So yeah. That'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, lurking, watching the VOD. Greatly appreciated. Be glad that people are paying attention. Still working on the real introduction video. Might do that over this Thanksgiving holiday. We'll see. With that, gonna be the end of the stream. And thank you so much for watching.